Now, if you go to Senator Obama's website, very interesting because he gives us a little bit of an insight into his strategy for leading our country against the war. He talks about how the war in Iraq should have never been started. It's long past time to end it. But then he says, but the will of the American people must be followed. If President Bush won't end the war, it's up to Congress, the representatives of the people, to end it instead. And then this is his call to arms. He says, we need 16 Republican senators to override a veto. Any 16 of the 49 Republicans can choose the people over their party and decide to end this war. Now, this is an American senator who's telling you, even though we're the majority party, we don't have the votes to end the war. And we need your help to get 16 Republicans either out of office or behind us. Well, what's wrong with this? It is so fundamentally, it shows such either duplicity or inexperience on his part. Because you don't need a super majority, 2/3 of the Senate, to end this war. You need 2/3 of the Senate to override a veto by the president. But how do you stop a war? Well, to fund a war, you gotta have war appropriations. If you don't want war appropriations, what do? You vote against the war appropriation. You are the majority party and vote it down. Now, if some of your Democratic colleagues, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe a handful of them don't want to do that, you know what you do? It's called filibustering. Because you, in other words, don't allow the measure to be voted on. And then the president doesn't have money to spend on the war. How do you do that? How many votes do you think you need to filibuster? A cloture vote to stop debate and stop a filibuster requires 60 votes in the Senate. It requires 3/5 of the Senate. So if the Democrats can put together 41 out of their 50 or 51 votes in the Senate, guess what? Not a single war appropriation could be passed. So let's go back to Senator Obama's blueprint for fighting the war. We need 16 Republican senators. What if his call to arms said, we need 41 out of 50 Democrats to stand up with courage? If we're going to change the culture of Washington, isn't that the call to arms that he should have on his website?